What's up, guys? UFC 306 in the Sphere, UFC Noche. It's this weekend. Not gonna lie, I sound a lot more excited here than I really feel about the card. The card is complete ass, in my opinion. I hate the card. I feel like there's a lot of fixation that's gonna be happening for O'Malley and Grasso. Just give it to you early, I guess. We're gonna be doing a full card breakdown for the whole UFC 306 card, but before, I'll just do a little recap of last week. We won $364. We had some nice parlays, hit our safety parlay. One of our members hit a little bit. Let me see if I could put this up real quick. Yeah, so as you guys can see, we cashed this little double up right there for $250. We about broke it. I think we lost 16 total on the straights and doubles. This is where we really hit. We missed our $50 parlay by just under 1.5 by about a minute. We hit these other 3 parlays, our most confident UFC picks, all cashed. This was just all pick'em fights. Lorenz Larkin should have been negative 250 in my opinion. Thiner should have been negative 800. And, Ash Mills should have been like negative 210. I would say they all looked like dominant favorites. This one was pretty easy too. Usman, just all Bellator. Usman, Lima Jeffrey over 2.5, Larkin, Josh Hokett, and Bryce Meredith. Pretty chalky, but it was free money. That's how Bellator works, and that's how you got to bet it. Like I said, we made $364. One of our members, he made $380. He sent me something and said he made $380, so that was good. My girlfriend, who actually copies my plays, she made $70 because she doesn't bet as much, but yeah, she made $70. But yeah, let's get into this card and start breaking down the fights. So in my opinion, this is a great fight, to open up the card. My bad if I keep sniffing, I'm super sick, or allergies, whatever it is. But yeah, Raul Rosas versus Aoriqileng. And I'll just let you guys know something right now. When there's a theme or like a certain city, like hometown type of person that's fighting, they love to open it up with the hometown guy. So this is UFC Noche. Benefits like, it's like supporting the Mexican Independence Day and all that. Raul Rosas is that guy for like the Mexican culture. Every time they open up a card with the hometown guy, I've noticed they win, or they have been. And this is another setup fight for Rosas. He's not going to lose this fight. I just want to throw that in there before I get to the breakdown. Raul Rosas Jr. is the 19-year-old kid who has been on a tear in the UFC. Rosas is a jiu-jitsu ace who brings pressure and shoots right away when the fight starts coming off. Coming off an impressive win, second round submission win over Ricky Tercios. Rosas has shown to gas out, as we seen versus Christian Rodriguez, where he dominated early and simply just death gassed at the start of the second round, where C-Rod was respectful and did not finish an 18-year-old kid when he clearly could have just butchered his face in. Aoriqileng is a well-rounded fighter who's more of a striker. He is 3-3 in the UFC, only beating some of the worst fighters in the bantamweight division. He struggles bad with defending takedowns, as we've seen in his fights versus people who shoot for takedowns. Rosas is going to shoot right away and get this fight down, where he will probably find the sub early. Rosas is a high-confidence pick here, as this is a setup fight for us to hear another Chiwiwi in the post-fight interview. I won't be touching this money line though, as I believe it is now unbettable. The sub will most likely be my play here, but we'll see what happens. All my official play will be on Patreon, which is only $1.99. Like we said, $1.99 for the Patreon. We're up $7.50 in the past 2 events. $2 to make $7.50. That's not bad. I don't know why this just popped up. Just reset the whole thing. So yeah, Rosas, we could look here. You go to Aoriqileng's record, like I said, he beat the worst people. What the hell's going on? I don't know what's going on, guys. Okay, so Aoriqileng, you look at it, look who he's beaten. Johnny Munoz Jr., right? Let's look at it. 13-4. You look at his UFC record, though. Since right here, 1, 2, 3, 4. He's cut from the UFC and he was 2-4. You know what I mean? Beating absolute trash cans. Obviously, Cameron Else and Jay Perrin, some of the worst bantamweights in the fucking division. That's, yeah. So he hasn't beaten anybody good. They're feeding Raul Rosas a free dub right here. I like Raul Rosas by first round submission. It might go into the second round. He's gonna sub him. I'd play the sub here, and that's where I'm really confident. All right, so the second fight's Edgar Chairez versus Joshua Van. So Chairez is negative 180, and Joshua Van is plus 150, which I think is pretty interesting. Oh, well, never mind. Not anymore. I guess odds flipped. Van's negative 205. Chairez is plus 165. That's how it should be, my opinion. Chairez is a well-rounded fighter who has scary jiu-jitsu and decent boxing, who is 1-2 in the UFC, if you count his loss to Clayton Carpenter in the Contender Series. His only win is to Daniel Lacerda, who is probably the worst fighter in the UFC. Joshua Van is an extremely high-volume striker who is taking this fight on 3 weeks' notice. He is 3-1 in the UFC, coming off a brutal KO loss just 3 months ago to Charles Johnson, who doesn't knock out anyone, by the way. It seemed as if Van was starting to gas and Johnson was really going for that KO, as he was throwing heavy shots. Van should easily win this fight, and my favorite bet here, if the odds aren't too juiced, is Van to have more significant strikes landed than Chairez. We might get pretty good odds since Van is the underdog here in this one, as it makes no sense according to the UFC page. I believe that this is an error, which it was, but I really hope not. Obviously, it was an error. Odds already flipped. So Chairez, he beat Daniel Lacerda or whatever first round. I mean, I guess that's impressive because Lacerda usually starts off pretty fast. He's pretty good in the first round. He death gasses though. He's one of the worst fighters I've seen in the UFC. Chairez, he hasn't like, his losses are good losses. He lost to, who did he lose to? Oh, Tatsu Taira. And then, does it show where's his Contender Series? His Contender Series loss was from a while ago. Where's it at? So he lost to Tatsu Taira. He looked pretty good in that fight, if you ask me. Hit him with some big shots. That's not a bad loss because he looked how good he looked. Clayton Carpenter, who's actually pretty good, he lost to him by decision. See, Clayton Carpenter's 7-0 now. Winning his last fight by rear naked choke. Wow, he's supposed to fight Steve Erceg. That's crazy. But yeah, he's in the UFC now. He fights Lucas Rocha, so he's not losing to bad guys, you know what I mean? He has good losses. I still like Van here. He should win, in my opinion, but I can see the other side. Chairez is bigger. If he gets this fight to the ground, jiu-jitsu is really good. I just like Van, to be honest. I think he'll be able to win. I'm not betting him at negative 205. If he was an underdog, I might have put like 10 on it or something. I like him to land more significant strikes though. Joshua Van, throws more heavy volume. So yeah, I like that one. But I'm sure those odds are going to be juiced now too, so we'll see what we do there. All those stuff's going to be in our Patreon. Sorry if I sound like this. Freaking hella sick. It's hard to even read. Okay, so our next fight, don't roast me in the comments for freaking saying this name. Yazmin Jauregui versus Ketlen Souza. So Jauregui, I'll just say Yazmin. Yazmin's negative 450 and Souza's plus 335. Yazmin is a really good boxer with some real power in her hands. She will take control of the fight by putting her opponent on her back foot. Her takedown defense has held up so far, as we've seen her defend all 6 of Sam Hughes' takedowns, although Hughes doesn't have the best takedown attempts. This is an impressive win though, because Sam Hughes is very tough to beat when these prospects are coming up, as their cardio really gets tested. Yazmin definitely passed that test. Souza isn't very technical with anything she does. She has some heavy hands and tries to use her strength to get takedowns. Yazmin is going to win this fight as she won't get taken down and will be the way better striker. We will most likely be betting her, but I don't know if we could be adding a female fighter to a safety parlay. We will have to see as the week goes on, if she should dominate here. Yeah, so Yazmin's going to be the better fighter. Ketlen Souza's not going to be able to get her down. She's not very technical. She just tries to use that strength. And in my opinion, Yazmin's just a way better striker. Souza has a shot with her power to land something big. That's the only thing that really worries me. But I think Yazmin's going to be too clean here, too technical. She's going to pick up a decision win. So we got a banger here in Manuel Torres versus Ignacio Bahamondes. So Torres is plus 102, Ignacio's negative 122. Torres is a well-rounded fighter who has solid and very powerful striking with good grappling. Like, he's very powerful. He's a very quick finisher, as all of his fights have come in the very first round with 3 KO wins and 1 sub, as we've seen in his last fight where he locked up a guillotine versus Chris Duncan, who loves to shoot with his neck out. Bahamondes is an insanely long fighter who stands at 6'3" in the lightweight division, which is ridiculous. He's a good striker who likes to really fight from range, which he is very good at. He will throw a lot of volume, especially with those long kicks he loves to throw. Ignacio is 4-2 in the UFC, beating decent competition. I'm going to take Ignacio here as he has faced the better competition and has showed he can go the distance. I don't think Manuel is all that good if he can't get that first round finish. Give me Ignacio to pick up the win here by being able to keep this fight at range, winning by round 3 or decision. So round 1's obviously going to be a sweat. Manuel Torres is going to try to get that knockout, get that finish. Ignacio is going to use his kicks, his distance, his jab. I don't think Torres will catch him. I think Ignacio's too good for that as he's faced the better competition, obviously. He's been in there with, like, Ludovic Klein. Was his last loss, right? Yeah. So he's beat, decent. He hasn't really beat the best competition. Neither of them have. But obviously he fought Klein. That's a good loss, I guess, to have. Yeah, give me Ignacio by. So the reason I say round 3 or decision is just because Manuel Torres might death gas and Ignacio might be able to pick up that finish, especially it being in like the Sphere and the pay-per-view and all that might, push him to get that little extra finish. Yeah, look at the height difference, 6'3" versus 5'10". Look at the reach, 75.5 or 73. That's only 2.5, but he fights so long. I don't think Torres is going to be able to close that distance. Yeah, give me Ignacio here, round 3 decision. All right, so we got Irene Aldana versus Norma Dumont. Super good fight. Aldana's negative 128 and Dumont's plus 107. This one's a good fight. Irene Aldana is a really good boxer who throws a lot of volume and has some power, finishing 3 of her last 4 fights. Her only losses in her last 9 fights are to 3 champions in Amanda Nunes, Holly Holm, and Raquel Pennington. Norma is a very well-rounded fighter who has some solid, low volume striking with very solid grappling. She beat Jermaine Durandamy in her last fight by taking the kickboxer down repeatedly throughout the fight. I have a feeling she'll be doing the exact same thing here, as I'm going to pick Norma to win this fight. A concern here could be if Aldana's takedown defense holds up, so I will most likely be betting the over here depending on the odds. I feel like I have to take a stab at Dumont plus money, so I'll probably be betting her. The over should be pretty safe too. Norma, I think, is going to win. If she wins, it's by decision, 100%. Irene could finish with her boxing and power if she keeps it on the feet. I don't see that happening. Plus, she's 36 years old. Dumont's 33 in her prime. Yeah, give me Dumont here to use her wrestling and win the fight by decision. All right, now we're on the main card with Ronaldo Rodriguez versus Osbourne, which is going to be a really good fight. What is it? Ronaldo Rodriguez is negative 150. Ode is plus 130. Pretty good odds. This is going to be a super exciting fight set up for the Mexican fighter to get a finish on Mexican Independence Day card. But I don't know if the Mexican's going to be getting the finish here. Ronaldo is not very good at all, though, as he has terrible striking defense, but he does have really good jiu-jitsu that he won't pursue unless he is taken down. But you never know, that could change, He's a young fighter, he might be chasing it, especially in his hometown. You never know. Ode is a good striker who has real finishing ability. Ode has lost his last 2 fights by way of submission, which is exactly what Ronaldo could get. Due to his terrible takedown defense. I don't think Ronaldo will get the fight to the ground, as I think Ode will win here. I may play the dog in Ode here, but we'll see what I do as the week goes on. Basically, I just think this fight's going to be standing. I think Ode is just too fast for him. Ronaldo's very slow on the feet. He's going to get hit. I think Ode puts him out early. Ronaldo is big, though. He's going to be a lot bigger in this matchup. But look at the reach advantage. 73 inches for Ode, 65 inches to Ronaldo. If Ronaldo gets the fight to the ground, it's a submission. I think my favorite play here would probably be Ode KO / Ronaldo Rodriguez submission. The double chance. That's probably going to be juiced. We'll see. If it's not too juiced, that's probably what we're going to play. We'll see as the week goes on. We might even do freaking Ode at plus 110 with maybe a hedge of Rodriguez submission, depending on what it is. You also have to take into account if Ode doesn't get that first round finish, he's going to gas. Ronaldo Rodriguez is going to sub him in the second, if that's the case. But yeah, I think our official pick here, as stupid as it sounds, I really should go Ronaldo Rodriguez. I'm going to go Ode at the moment, but obviously our picks are going to change. We'll have that all on our Patreon where we have our confidence levels on picks. So you guys just sub for $2, $1.99 a month, basically $2. You'll see everything, the full card breakdown, our bets in live time, our confidence levels, all that stuff. So super beneficial just for $2 a month to get the inside scoop on everything. But yeah, we're going to go Ode here. So this is another good fight that I absolutely do not care about. Daniel Zellhuber versus Esteban RIbovics. Zellhuber is -215 and RIbovics is plus 178. This is another interesting fight. Zellhuber is a solid and aggressive striker who will have an 8-inch reach advantage over RIbovics. He is 3-1 in the UFC, but has not beaten anyone that is very good at all. RIbovics is coming off that viral knockout win over Terrence McKinney, who has also not beaten very good competition. He has some, and when I say he hasn't beat competition, I'm talking about RIbovics. He hasn't beat any good competition. He has some technical striking, who will also look to get the fight to the ground. This is a fight that I probably won't touch with the money line because I feel it is too close a fight to call. But I believe the fight will go decision, so I'm probably looking at the over here at -200. Over at -200 is not bad at all. We'll see. Like I said, I'm not very confident on this card at all with bets. So I'd really pay attention to the Patreon. We might just do Bellator, really, to be honest. Yeah, just pay attention, see what we do throughout the week. I'm really going to start studying, breaking down, because I'm not 100% like really familiar like that with all these fighters like I am with most cards. So I really have to study and film breakdown. That's going to take a little bit longer into the week. So yeah, I'll take the over here at -200. Okay, so this is when I think the card gets really interesting. Brian Ortega, T-City versus Diego Lopes. What are the odds on this? Brian Ortega is plus 155 and Lopes is -180. So this is a fight of similar styles in a way. Both are jiu-jitsu specialists who like to show off their boxing due to them both having a hard time getting the fight to the ground. Ortega has one of the best chins we have ever seen. His boxing is alright and will try to keep pressure and volume on his opponent in the stand-up with his elite cardio. Lopes will also pressure early with his crazy amount of power, but his issue is he slows down as he does not have the best cardio, as we've seen him gas in his last fight versus Dan Ige, who stepped up on hours' notice. Literally, they called him the same day, a few hours before the fight, when Ortega pulled out and Dan Ige stepped in and took it to decision, almost won. Ortega will be the more technical boxer in this matchup and the better cardio, and will have the better cardio along with that elite chin. Ortega's pressure and cardio will be a factor late, as I do not see Lopes being able to finish Ortega. So the over 2.5 or possibly the fight completing 2 rounds will be my bet. And if I have to make a pick here, I'm going to go Brian Ortega, as I expect Lopes to gas out. This is not a fight I'm going to bet, though. I really think it's going to be super close because Lopes is going to have the power. He's going to be better in the first. He's going to win the first round. He's going to win the first half of the second round. T-City might start picking it up. but it might start being too late in the end of the second round, and that's where Lopes might get the first 2 rounds to win. I'm not saying Lopes is going to lose here. I'm not really saying T-City's going to win. It's super close fight. Lopes could look like a negative 300, you know what I mean? I like T-City here, though. I just think he's slept on. Lopes isn't going to knock him out. I just don't see it. And like I said, if you guys think Lopes is going to win here, Lopes' decision would probably be really good odds. I like the over 2.5, but I feel like the complete 2 rounds is safer in case Lopes does death gas. Brian Ortega is going to be all over him and just, while he's completely gassed. So that's the only reason I would say the completing 2 rounds, if the odds are reasonable, is really good. And actually, I might look at that on Bovada real quick. Okay, so here we are. Ortega and Lopes, the over 2.5 is negative 125, which is ridiculous. Really good odds. I'll probably be playing that solo, actually. Right after this video is done, I'll probably put that in. Complete 2 rounds is going to be like negative 150. I think that's a steal. Look at Lopes' decision, too. If you guys think Lopes is going to win, his decision is going to be crazy. Yeah, I'd be all over the over here. Another interesting fight where I'm pretty confident in one fighter, but I can't bet them because I don't know. I just really think the UFC has like a fix with certain fighters. They really want to push people like Alexa Grasso. She's pretty, Mexican champion. Like, they could push that, you know what I mean? Same thing with O'Malley. He's their guy, moneymaker, gets a lot of views, sells pay-per-views. So I'm like, even though I don't know how much he's going to sell on this card, but yeah, they push guys like that. Like Aljo was a weird fight. Where I think if it's in any other organization, I think Aljo mauls O'Malley. Yeah, we'll see though. Maybe I'm just an idiot. I think that shit's fixed. I never used to believe that ever. My uncle used to always tell me. I'm really starting to see it, especially with the wrestling thing too. They're pushing wrestlers not to wrestle, which is weird and fishy. Anyways, we have Alexa Grasso versus Valentina Shevchenko. Grasso negative 117, Valentina negative 103. This is a trilogy fight in which the first fight was where Alexa Grasso became the champion with a late 4th round submission. Man, which cost me $6,000 when I was over in Vegas watching the fights. I put like 400 down to win 6,000. Everything hit, full card hit. I think I didn't play a couple fights on that card actually, but I did hedge. I put 100 something on. I think I put 100 on Grasso to win like 7 something. So I ended up making like $200, but it was stupid. I should have made a lot more. In the second fight, there was a split draw where a judge robbed Valentina as he gave the 5th round a 10-8 for Grasso, just so Grasso wouldn't lose. I think that was the stupidest fucking decision ever. Like, how do you give the 5th round a 10-8? It made no sense. Valentina won the second fight. She was winning the first fight. So that's how you have to look at it. Valentina's negative 103. She might even be plus money. We can look right now. Wow, Valentina's plus 120 right now, and she won the first. She was winning the first fight. She would have won if it wasn't for that sub, and she won the second fight. Man, that's crazy. So Valentina was clearly winning the first fight, like I said, with her wrestling until that fluky sub by Grasso. The second fight was a bit closer, but again, Valentina was able to utilize her wrestling to win that fight, even though it was considered a draw. So obviously, like, Grasso was better on the feet. She couldn't stop Valentina's takedowns, although she did improve a little bit in that last fight. So I like Valentina here to win this fight, but I do not trust her. Sorry, I do not trust the UFC or the judging to not rig this fight for Grasso once again. So I will not be putting a lot on Valentina here if I do touch this fight. Sorry, I'm hella sick. I can barely get through this. Barely breathe. I will probably take the over here, if anything. We will see as the week goes on. So I put in my original breakdown that I'll take the over. I'm going to take that out because I see Valentina winning, and Valentina's she's going to hunt that finish because she's not going to trust the judges. Yeah, Get me Valentina here. I want to bet her so bad. And I probably will put something on her. Maybe in a little parlay or something. Her, Merab. I don't know. It's just like, she's the better fighter. She's been winning. Take out the sub, right? It was kind of fluky. Valentina's winning the first fight. She won the second fight. She is 36, which is a concern. She's getting older. And Alexa is just entering her prime. She's also in a really good gym. Alexa should be better on the feet here. Valentina way better on the ground. Give me Valentina at plus 120. Like I said, we'll see what I do on the Patreon, but I'm not too sure yet. All right, so the main event, Sean O'Malley, Sean O'Malley versus Merab Dvalishvili. Both guys a lot. But yeah, let me see. O'Malley's negative 130. Merab is plus 110, at least on my sportsbook. Let me see if those odds changed at all. Yeah, see, O'Malley's negative 135 now. But yeah, this is a very interesting fight between the division's top 2 of 3 fighters. The reason I say top 2 of 3 is because I think Umar's the best. I've been saying that for a minute. I said the same thing with Islam. I said it with Usman. Like, you know, it's just, I don't know. I always get hate for all that stuff. I said Uncle Live was the best, and people don't believe me, but whatever. You guys can hate in the comment section all you guys want. O'Malley is a flashy, exciting striker with more of a kickboxing style. He has insane movement, defense, power, precision, and accuracy. Basically, what I'm trying to say is he's an elite striker. He's as good as they get. Merab is a specimen of a human being, as he has the best cardio I've ever seen with his non-stop, relentless pace he puts on people. He has shown to get hit hard and wobbled, but he always just keeps coming forward. If this fight was in any other organization, I would put my life savings on Merab. But this fight's in the UFC, and they are starting to fix fights, in my opinion, especially with wrestlers, when they face an exciting striker the UFC wants to push, aka Carl Williams and Denise. I'm going to take Merab at low confidence here just because I know he wins if this is not a fixed fight by taking O'Malley down as many times as he wants for a full 25 minutes, just drowning him to pick up that decision win. Also, you have to think about the UFC, who the UFC would want to win. Or who the UFC would want Umar to fight for the belt. So would it be Merab or would it be Sean O'Malley? They want Khabib, Conor too, and O'Malley, Umar would be that fight. Just bet carefully here because the fix really might be in. So like I said, O'Malley versus Umar is a humongous pay-per-view. Like, it's humongous. Merab versus Umar, no one really cares. So I really think it's going to be a fixed fight here. But I'm going to just break it down in my opinion. O'Malley's really good at distance management, all that stuff, right? Precision, power, accuracy. Really good at catching people. Merab's aggressive. He's going to make Sean O'Malley fight on his back foot. He's going to shoot those fucking doubles, and he's going to get the takedowns. He could shoot 70 times, and this is against Peter Yan, he shot, 50-something times, I think it was? So he could shoot 50, 70 times on O'Malley. He's not going to get tired. He's going to keep coming. He's going to throw a bunch of volume. I think he gets the takedowns and picks up the five-round decision win. Look what Peter Yan did to O'Malley, and I get he was able to set up those takedowns with his boxing and footwork. Merab's he's a specimen. He should be able to get the takedowns and win a decision. Don't be surprised if you see O'Malley get some, stupid-ass KO or pick up a stupid split decision robbery. So like I said, I can't really tell you, what to bet here, as O'Malley is probably going to be the one that wins, to be honest, because I just don't trust the UFC. Bellator is going to be where it's at this weekend. I'm really probably not going to be betting UFC much. I just do not like the card. UFC 307, 308, 309 were all over, though. Super easy cards, and we're going to probably cash 500 plus on each of those cards. But UFC 306 isn't it. I'm going to be watching 306, though, just because of the Sphere. That seems super cool. We'll be breaking everything down, too. We have these fights. we'll be showing our official picks, our most confident picks on this card. We'll have price picks, maybe underdog, we'll see. Yeah, so you guys can just stay tuned throughout the week. Make sure if you guys want all my picks, stuff like that, Patreon $1.99 a month. The reason it's so cheap is because I don't want you guys to break the bank just to get some picks. Like, let's all eat, you know what I mean? I have nothing out on the Patreon yet, but it will be soon. I should have Bellator out by tomorrow. I might have that over on Ortega out, just spoil it for you guys. But yeah, just stay tuned. Everything's going to be up there. My confidence levels should be up for Bellator and UFC by tomorrow too. And I'll see you guys in the next video.